There's no place like home. I wonder what sort of pictures come into your head when you think of home. Whether we live in a big or a small place, alone or with other people, home for most of us is probably the most important place we can think of. It's where we feel safe and secure, or at least we should. It's where we come back to in the evening and relax and recharge and be ourselves. It's a place where things are familiar. I remember when I was a child, I remember coming back from holiday and feeling the excitement when I could see the name of our town on the roadside signs for the first time. And I would recognize landmarks and streets leading to where we lived. And when we arrived, my grandparents who lived in the same house would rush downstairs and welcome us. Home is not just a place. For many of us, it is people as well. Belonging, acceptance, family, friendship, and love. This is why it's so devastating when the place we call home isn't safe, or if it's lonely, when the feeling of belonging, acceptance, and love is missing from our most important relationships, when there's no home to go back to, either in a literal sense, or because our home isn't what a home really should be. In lockdown, we were asked to stay at home for weeks on end. For some of us, that would have been rather nice, and for others, a challenge. Home isn't always the picture postcard perfect place. Yet one of our deepest needs as human beings is to have a home. In John's Gospel, Jesus says this: "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, so that you also may be where I am." Here, Jesus is talking about heaven. Heaven as the place to come home to, when our journey on earth comes to an end. As a place where there's room for us, where everything is prepared and ready, where we'll be awaited and welcome and belong with our name on the door. Heaven can be a difficult place to imagine, a boring place, a place where we could get lost in the crowd. Here, Jesus invites us to think of it as our home. In this life, we're only on a journey, not yet there, and our earthly homes can easily fall short of being perfect. And even if they are wonderful, they're temporary. Jesus said, "Foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." He knew what life was like. His life wasn't easy by any means. But what difference does it make to us now, thinking of heaven as home? And how will we get there? One of Jesus' friends asks him exactly that question. And Jesus answers, "You know the way to the place where I'm going. I am the way, the truth, and the life." The friendship with Jesus will bring us home. Just as family and friends make us feel at home wherever we are, the relationship with Jesus does that on a deeper level than any other relationship could. If we decide to follow him, he will always be there with us and give us a sense of belonging, acceptance, being loved, whatever life throws at us. Someone has once described this relationship as an anchor. However much we are thrown backwards and forwards by the waves in our lives, it holds us connected to a firm ground so we won't get lost. I very much felt like that when I left home to go to uni, and then again when I moved abroad. There was so much change, but I knew I wasn't alone. I felt very much at home with Jesus in those places I didn't know, in between removal boxes, and despite my anxiety about how I was going to cope. Jesus wants to be our anchor in this life, and at the end of our journey, he'll be there as well. There'll be a welcome, love, and friendship, a place ready for us in his Father's home.